Isha Boynugur in the house, back with another Arsenal news episode. Well, ladies and gentlemen, in this news episode, of course, we're going to talk about Aliko Dangote, because whenever we talk about the Arsenal transfer news, a takeover episode has to be done. So, ladies and gentlemen, all the cement money is about to come to Arsenal, is it? We're going to discuss about that, so stay tuned for that. And of course, very soon, the Leeds United career mode last episode is coming up. So most probably tomorrow, if I get the time, I definitely will. And we're gonna bring in a different kind of a FIFA content coming up on the second channel as well. So stay tuned for that. And let's just begin this, man. We have to talk about Ainsley Maitland-Niles, and it looks like he's gonna get sold. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, it looks like Ainsley Maitland-Niles is planning to leave Arsenal this summer. Now his versatility is a very attractive option for Arsenal to keep him, but also it's an attractive option for a lot of other clubs that would want to seek him. And because of the pandemic, Arsenal are looking to sell him off, and it looks like Southampton, Wolves, Leicester City are all expected to be interested in signing Maitland-Niles this summer. So long, but Ainsley Maitland-Niles, AMN, or rather Fofty, would be a different team man coming summer window. What happens, we'll let you know if anything new develops. But as of now, Ainsley looks like he's leaving Arsenal. Well, moving on, another player that might join Arsenal is none other than Hamed Junior Traore. He actually interests Juventus, though Sassuolo has received an offer of around 30 million euros from Arsenal. Sassuolo could raise substantial funds from his sale, and this is according to Momlano official. They believe that it's a big thing that Hamed Junior Traore is on Arsenal's radar already, but Juventus want him as well. He's a very good talent. His Amad Traore, his younger brother, I guess, has joined Manchester United for a very significant amount of fee, and Sassuolo are wanting the same for him as well. But moving on, so according to Bayern and Germany, there's the Macedonian newspaper. They have actually ironically given Timo Werner a Macedonian identity card for his services in the last night's game of him missing a sitter. This is absolute savage from the Macedonian newspaper, man. That's hilarious. Wow, unbelievable. That's savage as F, man. Savage as F. Totally. I mean, there's one person who won't be happy about it, and I would say, Arts, if you're watching this, bro, you would not be happy about it, I know that. But moving on, so talking about different stuff, let us talk about Alex Lacazette. So it looks like Alex Lacazette might be finally signing a new contract. Mikel Arteta opens up about it in the pre-match press conference of Liverpool. He says, Lacazette has been really good. I think he's been in really good form for months now. I think he's sustaining that level. He's scoring goals and he's providing the team with something different as well. His work rate has been phenomenal, and it's what we want. I am always happy when people talk about our players and speculate. It means they're doing well and getting attention from clubs. The situation with Laka will get addressed in the summer. I will speak to him and just propose a future that we want, and that's it. So Arteta, on if a Lacazette extension would make financial sense, Arteta says, at the end of the day, everything is related to where we are, how much we win, and where we are playing next season. There are no exceptions. We all need to be clear with that and the context we have around our industry. So it looks like strong possibility Alex Lacazette might be given a new contract. But talking about new trends, Martin Odegaard has been named Arsenal's player of the month for March. Well, we all know the first 3 months it was all about Gabriel Magalhaes. The next 3 months till February it was all about Bukayo Saka. But it looks like a third player has actually taken the thing, and it's gonna be Martin Odegaard. So journalists have asked Mikel Arteta on Sergio Kun Aguero. They asked him, will you be picking up the phone to him, seeing if he fancies a move to London? Arteta says, no, we will see what happens with him in the future. Well, different and difficult and unbelievable possibilities. Moving on, so talking about different stuff, let us actually talk about Arsenal's interest in Achraf Hakimi. Well, strong possibilities. According to the Telegraph, it looks like Arsenal have begun preparations to recruit in the right back position this summer, with interest in Inter Milan's Morocco international Achraf Hakimi. Should Hector Bellerin leave the club, would look to sign a first choice right back, Hakimi or another. It looks like Achraf Hakimi to Arsenal is more closer than ever. Ever, trust me. And it might happen sooner or later. We'll talk about it. We'll definitely talk about it. So Achraf Hakimi to Arsenal is definitely to be eyed on coming up. Moving on, so Lucas Torreira's future is actually is in the brinks because Boca Juniors are targeting Lucas Torreira, knowing his passion for the club. Now, Boca Junior wants to add the Uruguayan Lucas Torreira, as indicated on ESPN F90 this Wednesday. The English Arsenal midfielder is playing on loan at Atletico Madrid this season, where he has not been able to enjoy being a starter. Now, Torreira has recognized on several occasions he's actually praised Boca. He says, "This love for Boca was born many years ago. We are a very soccer family, and Uruguayans consume a lot from Argentina. We watch that football a lot, and I've been passionate about Boca from a very young age. I like the Boca world." That's what he said. So that is one of the reasons why even Boca's coach Miguel Angel Russo has two positions that he wants to reinforce: number 5 and number 9. In normal situations, he says, Boca would not have thought of players like Torreira or Cavani. It will depend on them, said Diego Monroy, a journalist who follows Boca's day-to-day life at F90. In this La Liga season, Torreira has played 15 games, starting as a starter in 3 of them. So, not the right kind of future that Lucas Torreira was expecting himself to go through. But moving on, so it looks like Arteta also was asked about on if our players out on loan would be brought back into the squad. He says, "We loaned them out because we wanted to get them some game time and see the level that they can perform at away from home. From here, try to develop them and then bring them back here to try to use them." He was asked if he's happy with the performances of Arsenal's loanees. He says, "I'm happier with some than others. You want to see your players play regularly, and with some players that has not been the case." That's really nice. And also about Saka's fitness, Arteta says, "Well, he hasn't trained with the team yet. He's been doing some individual work. We had to pull him out of the England squad, unfortunately. He's feeling better, but he hasn't trained with the team yet." And talking about Smith Rowe, Arteta says, "Emil has some discomfort in his hip, and that's why England under-21s decided to keep him out. We will see today how he comes here. We will speak with the doctors and the physios and see if he's available for training tomorrow." So that's the reality about Emil Smith Rowe. That's what Arteta has to say. Now, the $1 million question, or the $1 billion question: Aliko Dangote's latest net worth has been revealed amid dreams of an Arsenal takeover, and it does not look like that he could do that, because Aliko Dangote will one day launch and create a dream Arsenal takeover. There's a problem. Big problem. The 63-year-old, the Nigerian billionaire, has been regularly spoken publicly about his desire to buy Arsenal. Now, he has actually been hit with a $1.4 billion blow. Dangote, who is thought to be worth $16.4 billion, had expressed that he's actually having some projects to work on, and he would look at Arsenal at one point of stage. He's actually running a loss. So according to Bloomberg Billionaire Index, the Nigerian businessman, founder of Dangote Industries Limited, saw his wealth decline by 7.9% to $16.4 million at the beginning of the financial quarter, leading up to March 31, 2021. It's thought that he or any other potential investors would need to stump up around $2 billion to successfully buy out Kroenke and take over Arsenal. It looks difficult now. Moving on, so Thierry Small, our Everton starlet, has actually opened up about his future, whether he's going to join Arsenal or not. Now, Arsenal are eyeing him to be one of the players that they would actually, the attacking fullback is said to have been offered his first professional deal at Everton, but the Express report that he could turn that down due to disappointment over opportunities. Now, he's not happy with the lack of opportunities, so reports also claim that Small will prioritize first team opportunities over everything else. That could lead him towards Brighton, Leeds or Brentford, who want to give him direct pathway into the first team action. Bayern Munich were also said to be interested, but Brexit looks to put an end to that interest. But it looks like with 1 year remaining on his scholarship deal, Everton will still be able to demand a fee up to £1 million for Small if he is to depart this summer. That's the price tag. That is the price tag. So with this, we end this episode. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you seek daily Arsenal content, best place to be, consider subscribing and follow us on Instagram as well. It's a really fun place. Cheers.